overheard a few people talking about this last week, and the employee said, I have never, worked for a company that has gone out of their way to care for them and their family. Super thankful about it, and honestly surprised, I think.
And I also, and we're going to talk more to Lauren here in a minute, but I also want to bring in Robin Seemann. And Robin is United Way of Greater Starr County's Director of Prosperity at Work. So first of all, good morning, Robin, and tell us a little bit about your role with United Way.
Okay, sure. I've been with United Way now since 2013, so April, a little over 8 years. It started with United Way, bringing the VITA program and Cars to Career and a couple other services from a former agency as a direct service of United Way. They had funded programs before. My title has changed a couple times. We were able to launch the Prosperity Center, which is now Economic Mobility, and now we're into Prosperity at Work. So we've been providing direct services in the community here. United Way has always played a major role in that, but direct service staff here right at the agency since 2013. I would say to you, I've been in nonprofit services for 30 years. I'm telling my age with that, I know. And actually I cheated. It's been a little longer than 30 years. And started out in corporate banking, but truly found a passion for working with individuals that were struggling with their finances. Made that a passion of mine to become a financial coach and a financial counselor, and played a major role in me going into nonprofit and working with families that are struggling.
It's okay. I've been on the radio for 30 years, so we can say that all we want.
You do not look like you've been there 30 years.
So tell me some of the challenges that you guys are facing as an agency, as United Way is facing right now.
So I would say United Way is looking at, let me find my stats here. 4 in 10 individuals and families in the Stark County area or in the United States, they don't have enough money to even be able to survive if they'd have a flat tire. They'd have to dip into their income and any type of money they would have to pay their rent and use it to cover an expense or an emergency, or else they can't cover that emergency, just as Lauren was saying earlier, and then they end up missing work. And we also know that having a job that can support the family is vital. And I think that's why United Way really focuses on looking at the struggles that individuals working in entry-level positions are dealing with and how they bring these situations from home, which has really been compounded this year with the whole COVID over the last almost 2 years. We've been dealing with that. So United Way looks at how can we solve the barriers that those individuals are dealing with, and how can we focus on working with the employer as we have with HP products and help them remove barriers. All those barriers and those things that are challenges that really deter them from going to work. We know that if they have a job, obviously that helps the whole family, and that's the first step to getting out of poverty. You have to have income, but you can't work with someone about developing a budget or anything like that until you've solved the crisis or stabilized them. So working with them, as Abby said, has been key to keeping some employees on their job these days lately.
So when we talk about prosperity at work, and Lauren mentioned HP products involved, very heavily in this and very important to 60 employees, how do companies get involved with it? How do they say, hey, I want to get some of my employees some help?
So right now we currently have 4 employers, it's grown quicker than I thought. Launching a program that's all based on relationship and connecting people to resources was kind of amazing that it launched so successfully, being all virtual last in the midst of a pandemic. So relationships are really kind of hard to establish that way, but it has really caught on, and HP Products has been really a good cheerleader for us as well. But employees are telling other employees, individuals are hearing about it. So we have a lot of inquiries, and we just reach out to them and talk to them. They can go to our website at uwstark.org. There's information to find out more about the program, or they can contact me directly at 491-9983 to ask any questions they'd have about the program. But it's just as simple as sitting down, explaining the benefits of the program, trying to understand the employer's needs, and then working with them to see how we can engage.
What do they tell you is the biggest thing they see their employees facing, the biggest challenges?
So the biggest challenges for the employer is retention. The biggest challenge for their employees, it runs a gambit, but transportation and childcare always remain the two highest that we see. But there's other things such as relationships, the ability to communicate effectively, just all of the issues that someone brings from home. That all carries over into the workplace. So it affects productivity, and it affects otherwise great employees in ways that are not so positive to them maintaining their jobs. So the employers are really reaching out and wanting to see what can they do to keep their employees, because they're good employees that are just dealing with multiple issues.
And I forgot to say at the beginning, if anyone wants to watch us live on video, they can do that on our Facebook page at 1480 WHBC, and also on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search 1480 WHBC. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will talk more about United Way and their Prosperity at Work program, and also the involvement of HP products and their success with the program. That's all coming up right here on 1480 WHBC.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Provided by News Talk 1480 WHBC.
At Packley, they pride themselves on serving families in Massillon and the surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. The families they serve are their top priority and have set measures in place to help protect and accommodate the elderly, sick, and members of the public, and will make every effort to accommodate families in making arrangements, conducting services in any capacity needed to ensure their safety and comfort while honoring their loved one. Packley, serving the community with grace and compassion.
United Way of Greater Starr County believes in making a lasting impact through our investment priorities of childhood and youth success, access to health and economic mobility. We support programs that encourage development in reading, language, emotional comprehension, and social skills. Help us address the urgent needs of our children. Make a donation today at uwstark.org/give or text UW-STARK to 41444. Together, we can make a greater impact.
Gather near and bring the cheer this holiday season. Dazzle and delight the love of your life with a gift from Helzberg Diamonds. Don't miss great prices on stunning diamond studs, tennis bracelets, gemstone rings, and the year's must-have look, gold jewelry for stacking and layering. Another reason to go to Helzberg? Get a free Microsoft Surface Laptop Go with a purchase of $1,699 or more. Visit Helzberg.com or a store near you today. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in-store for details.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. 2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy all types of real estate completely as is. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them, and you cannot rely on them. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I love my family. They're funny, sweet, smart, they even smell nice. But I hate holiday shopping for them. But ho, 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 not anymore. Because I discovered the perfect holiday gift for my entire family. Skechers. Skechers have affordable, comfortable shoes that will make checking off your gift list easy as pumpkin pie. The kids go crazy for them. They have shoes that light up and sparkle, shoes that slip on and off, shoes that look cool. Forget about toys this year. Skechers are just as fun and no assembly required. And they're not just for kids. Adults love them too. They've got cozy slippers, comfy winter boots, sneakers for walking, running, outdoors, exercise, and all sorts of work footwear. Or if you're lucky enough to play golf, yep, Skechers has those too. And they all have the exclusive fits and features your family will love. They've got relaxed fit, wide fit, stretch fit, arch fit, and even max cushioning that feels like you're walking on clouds. Plus, they come with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam for ultimate comfort. And they're machine washable. So this year, give Skechers to everyone. Find them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331.
Meet Bob Manetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lustgarten Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
And welcome back to our special Monday edition of Spotlight Today with United Way. And we're talking about prosperity at work and the involvement of HP products. And again, you can find us live on our Facebook page right now if you want to, at 1480 WHBC, and on our YouTube channel as well. And we've been talking about the importance of the Prosperity at Work program. And I'm going to go back to Lauren. Lauren Higgins is the Human Resources Talent Acquisition Specialist at HP Products. And Lauren, tell our listeners who may just be tuning in, tell them a little bit about the company. I mean, family-owned company, correct? And this is a program really important to you guys.
Yeah, we're a family-owned company located here in Louisville. We also have a building in North Canton. As being family-owned, we have a lot of family policies that we like to follow. And Prosperity at Work has really helped us, kind of follow that whole taking care of one another and showing our employees that we truly do care about them. We've seen a lot of different things happen with everyone during COVID, even coming outside of, the the pandemic and everything that we've been struggling through, our employees, we've just been really trying to help them show up to work every day. And not only that, but just their safety while they're here. Safety is our number one priority. And we like to make sure that everybody is safe, you know, at work and away from work. If they're struggling with an outside life barrier, they may not be comfortable coming into work, providing for their family. So United Way of Prosperity at Work has really been able to help us with that.
And so when did the company implement the program?
In October of 2022.
In October of 20, so just this year.
I'm sorry, October 2020. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. As I say, I thought it had been a little bit of a while. So as time goes on, and you were saying earlier, 60 people participate?
Correct. Yeah.
You know, what kind of things are you seeing as a result of that? What kind of things come from the program for your employees?
Retention, number one. I believe that, you know, all 60 of those employees, this is just my own personal opinion, but we would have lost them. If you don't have a car, you know, you can't get to work, you can't make a living for your family. Also, financial responsibility as well. Teaching employees how to be financially responsible, learn how to pay things, you know, pay for cars, set up like a savings account, things like that. But I would say retention is number one from us that we're seeing from this program.
And also, we have with us Robin Seemann, United Way of Greater Stark County, Director of Prosperity at Work. And Robin, so how does a company go about getting involved with this? How do they say, I want my employees to get some help from you guys?
So, you know, as I said, they can go to our website and reach out to us at uwstark.org to find out more about it. But I would also say, just reach out by phone, 330-491-9983. The program really has made a huge impact on several people. We've worked with 6,200 employees right now have access to this program in Stark County. And we've been able to work with over 4,000 of them in some aspect, just either through a wellness check or even just a new hire, just to say, hello, we're here for you. The employees have really embraced it. It is truly employees feel like their employers care. And we've seen that, as Lauren has said, we've heard that over and over again. They can't believe that their employer thought enough of them. So the program is available to any business in Stark and Carroll County, and by phone call or reaching out directly through email to find out more about it. That's perfectly fine. HP Products has been a big cheerleader of this program, and we are so grateful for that. We've received a couple other businesses based on the feedback they have provided. So that's how they can get in touch with us.
What about step by step? You know, the company approaches you, and then what happens once they do that? Okay,
so the company approaches us. So then I said, we actually have a one-on-one meeting. We find out as much as we can about their workforce, what their needs are, what they see as the major issues they want to they see their employees are dealing with. And then we ask what their average pay is, what their shifts are, and we try to understand as much as we can about the company culture, the company benefits, and everything that's available to their employees. From that, I take and cater directly to them a proposal that talks about their turnover rate and the costs that's involved, which is just really horrendous when you add up all the things that impact the cost of turnover. And then we talk about what the program would cost for them. If they're interested, we go ahead and sign an MOU with them because the business does pay for it as an employee benefit, collaborative effort between the employer, us, and community providers that we link employees to. From that, then we actually launch it with them. We enter into a leadership meeting where we explain to the leaderships and managers of the employees what the program's all about. We provide them ways and avenues to be able to link their employees. The employees are all introduced to it through an email, and each employer, also their employees have access to a web link page that's designed specifically for their employer, and the employees have access to it through password, which provides them all types of resources that they have immediate access to. And from there, we do a company-wide survey. And that's really astounding, the things that we see in those surveys. It gives us an idea of which direction we should go in working with their unique needs of their workforce. However, there are some really similar things between all the businesses.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. I want to talk more about that when we come back, and we will do that. But we'll take a quick break for news, and we'll talk more on this special Monday edition of Spotlight. It's United Way Prosperity at Work program and the involvement of HP Products. Stay tuned to 1480 WHBC.
Save today on Menard's great selection of power tool accessories. Replenish your toolbox with new power tool accessories from CMT. Save on everything from saw blades to router bits. No matter what woodworking project you're working on, CMT power tool accessories will get the job done. A 3-pack 24-tooth saw blade set is $6.99 after rebate. Sale price is good through December 24th. Plus, give the perfect gift with the Menard's gift card.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menard's.
United Way of Greater Starr County believes in making a lasting impact through our investment priorities of childhood and youth success, access to health and economic mobility. We support programs that encourage development in reading, language, emotional comprehension, and social skills. Help us address the urgent needs of our children. Make a donation today at uwstark.org/give or text UW-STARK to 41444. Together, we can make a greater impact.
Voted best of the best urgent care, make Omni Express Walk-in Clinic your first stop when you need expert orthopedic care fast. Don't waste time waiting in the ER for a general physician who may refer you to an orthopedic specialist anyway. We will assess your injury and move on to immediate treatment using non-surgical therapies, medicine, or injections for pain relief. Omni Express Canton is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Omni Express Dover is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., no appointment needed. Learn more at omniortho.com.
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, the toy drive for the Tuscarawas County Toys for Tots location that lost gifts to a large fire last week had a huge fundraiser yesterday. Total of $90,000 raised in monetary donations. About 6,000 toys were donated. As we told you, a Tuscarawas County business matching all toys donated along with the cash donations. 9-year-old twins in Cleveland died in a large house fire over the weekend. 5 others were taken to the hospital after the blaze broke out in a house with several apartment units inside. There were no smoke detectors. Fire officials say they don't have a cause, but they may believe it was electrical. A high school student in North Carolina now facing numerous charges after he was caught with a loaded AK-47 on a school bus. A school resource officer found the weapon. No word on why he had the gun or where he got it. The search continues for a woman who went overboard from a balcony of her stateroom aboard a Carnival cruise ship. U.S. Coast Guard officials say the unidentified passenger in her 20s fell into the water Saturday around 3:30 in the morning near Ensenada, Mexico. Michael Strahan took a 10-minute flight into space on Saturday thanks to Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, and he said touchdown has a new meaning now. A football that was on board will be coming to Canton. It'll be on display at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Sunday Night Football, Green Bay beat Chicago 45-30. I'm Pam Cook on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Partial sun, high today at 49. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 29. And then a partly sunny, mild day tomorrow, the high 51. Cloudy tomorrow evening with a low 40. And then clouds and mild on Wednesday, the high 54. Wednesday night, it'll be cloudy and mild, low 51. Clouds and some rain Thursday, the high 59. And then sun and clouds on Friday, the high 47. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Burndale Water Experts is now offering drop-and-go delivery of softener salt for just $10. For quality salt at a great price and our convenient delivery, call Burndale Water Experts today.
Burndale's Water Center. Tap into.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome back to this special edition of Spotlight and United Way. We're talking to Robin Seemann, who is the Director of Prosperity at Work. We also have with us this morning Lauren Higgins, who is the Human Resources Talent Acquisition Specialist at HP Products. And we've been talking about this program, Prosperity at Work, and I want to talk to Robin a little bit more about some of the things. Robin, you were talking about doing a survey and asking employees once you get the workplace involved in the program, and asking them what some of their issues are, what they're dealing with. What kind of things did you find out?
So across the board with every agency or company that we have interviewed, we've found that 65% of the employees really are stressed and worried that they don't have adequate dollars to cover an emergency. And that would be as critical as if they had $200 in a savings account, it would help avoid an eviction. And that's a known study across the United States. 53% are concerned that they're not going to be able to retire on time. And that's a major thing to consider, because that adds stress oftentimes there. And why, when we look at why that's a concern for them, is because the cost of living has gone up, their rent is high, they're now raising a grandchild, or they have grandma in the household. And that is why they feel like they're going to be working forever. Many of them are not putting money in their retirement because of the lack of resources to do so. So we really work with them on that situation to try to get them involved with their 401k. 35% also report to us that they are really stressed at work, and that about the ability that they can't keep up with their debt. They're constantly using their credit cards. And what we do with that information then is we take it as a learning opportunity to work with those individuals and develop different presentations on budgeting, spending plans, and that type of thing. Another thing that comes up as a red flag, and quite often is a high number of those that have children. Over 46% of them are concerned about having access to reliable, dependable early childhood education and childcare. So those are hot topics that we find our resource connector working with employees a lot around.
Is it a misnomer for some that they think, just because they have a job that they should be fine because they're working? I'm sure that's probably something that's stressful as well. They think, oh, gee, I have a job, but how am I not coping?
And I would say that's true. That's United Way has done a study and developed, and I'm sure most of you have heard of the ALICE population, and that's utilized across America through the United Ways. The ALICE population are those that are asset limited, income constrained, yet working. So someone's making more than minimum wage. Many of them are working longer hours. They don't quite qualify for benefits. So they're just stuck there where they're trying to survive on $15 or $14 an hour, which is rather a challenge for an individual to try to afford everything. I often will use as a scenario an individual that makes about $16 an hour working full time with one preschooler, and this is their entry into the work field, and they've not had childcare in the past. They don't qualify for childcare. So at $16 an hour, they're making maybe $33,000 a year, but their childcare is costing them $13,000 a year, which is that's the population that we see. So the struggle is real for individuals as they're working really hard and trying to make really good choices, but yet can never quite get ahead of the game.
Yeah,
just never get ahead.
So you began this program, Prosperity at Work, began what, in 2020? Is that right?
Began in June of 2020.
And, so it's relatively new. How have you seen it evolve since then? Have there been any changes that you guys have made or anything like that?
I would say, starting in the midst of the pandemic, we spent a lot of time doing wellness checks around COVID, doing DoorDash, making sure they had groceries at their house, making sure they had food, making sure they had prescriptions, making sure they were just doing fine, okay. And for those that they had family in the hospital, was oftentimes just providing that social emotional support and connecting the individual to the right resource. Our resource connector really sits down and looks, how can we provide that support? We've seen some commonalities. There's always someone that's going to need groceries. There's always someone that's going to need a car repair, or they're going to need assistance with transportation, or needs transportation totally because now their car's completely gone. We've seen that happen. But we're seeing a lot initially of social emotional issues and relationship issues at home, to the point that individuals felt that it was impacting their productivity at work. I would say that's decreasing. However, we've had a small uptick in COVID, so we're seeing a little bit more in other places. It's starting to come back a little bit, but nowhere near what it was before. So our main focus is to work with these individuals around stability. And so we do what we can to stabilize them, but we're looking for prosperity in the future. So our ultimate goal is to be able to sit down and work with the families more in a non-crisis type situation, so we can focus more on their financial situation. And we're being able to do that a little bit more. So that's good that we can do that.
Do you have other companies besides HP Products that are involved in the program?
We do. We have Gervasi's Vineyard and Twisted Olive. We have MK Morris, and we have Altman Hospital.
Oh, wow. So that's a lot. That's a lot of folks. And I the success stories, I'm sure, are out there, right?
They are. I can tell you one that I feel that was a good story, and I think it really speaks well to the program. An individual came to our resource connector, and she was truly struggling. She just felt like she couldn't get ahead of the game. She had a roommate, and the roommate left her with a lease and hadn't paid her rent for a while. So here she was, $2,000 in the hole for rent because of her roommate's share. She had just relocated about 6 months prior from Georgia, so she didn't really have the social connection to be able to help. Like mom, can I borrow this to pay my rent? Didn't have mom or dad to help with that. She was working and making decent money at the place where she was working. She just was constantly behind, I'm going to say, the 8 ball. So we were able to sit down with her. The resource connector connected her to the funds to be able to pay her rent, which she's paying back at no interest, to get that paid in full. And we also were able to sit down and do a spending plan with her and develop it. And she was shocked. She was utterly shocked that she had enough money. It was just how she was paying her bills. And she also being that $2,000 in debt for her rent was just daunting. So we were able to take that $2,000 rent, pay it. She's making payments back. She is on a spending plan. The spending plan was developed for her in September. She had $500 to spend for Christmas saved already, and $600 in an emergency savings account. So she had no idea that that was possible because she couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. In addition to that, her credit was in decent shape, and she was riding a bus or bumming rides to work every day, and it was costing her almost $300 a month. She was able to go buy her own car. So, that's the kind of barriers that she was dealing with. That was, she said her stress level was so high. When we ask our employees to rate their stress level anywhere from a 0 being nothing to a 10, hers was constantly at an 8. The last time I talked to her, she said her stress level was only like around a 2, and that's only because she's afraid she's not going to get her holiday shopping done. So, but we all have that, right?
Yes.
So, yes, this makes a huge impact. That to me, that would be the typical story. And I guess what I would say to you is, at the end of the day, our next step would be able to see that employee advance on the job. So that would be our ultimate goal, working with that individual, and she's all about that. So that's the way the Resource Connector works with individuals. Now, not all of those services were provided by the Resource Connector. It's very much a collaborative effort with community partners.
Yeah, and when you talk about the stress level, it's all connected, because when people feel that stress, then they go to work and maybe they're haphazard on their job because they can't concentrate or whatever it might be. So, this is, I think, an employer, and we can talk to Lauren about it also here in a minute, but that it has to be just a ripple effect for all of that.
Sure, I would sit there and think of someone making $15 an hour and they're spending 3 hours to 5 hours a week. Right there's $75 in lost in production, right? Productivity, plus the cost to the employer around FICA and the other expenses. I mean, that truly is a cost to the business. And this program has two customers. It has the employee, but the employer signs on to this program because they're looking for some end result as well. And that's one way we can save money. Stress also can relate to accidents on the job, which we know is quite expensive. And when an individual has problems like this and they're going to the HR department, it takes away from the human resources department's ability to be able to work with HR issues. We solely, Resource Connecting Services solely looks at non-HR issues and how we can help resolve them. Well, I would just add to that, we ask our employees how the stressors of these things impact their lives. And 61% said it has impacted their health in a very derogatory way. Wow. And sometimes that's addiction. 36.5% have said that it's really impacted their household relationships. They've had a lot of arguments. Some of them have separated, some have divorced. Money always seems to cause that, or household stresses really do impact that. And then 24% said it really has impacted their productivity. They know that they're spending too much time dwelling on this at work.
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally see that. And I want to bring Lauren Higgins with HP Products. I'll bring her back in for a minute before we take a quick break here. And Lauren, you're hearing all of this and Robin talking about the effects on productivity and all of that. I would assume that that's probably one of the reasons why your company wanted to be involved. I mean, obviously because they care about their employees, but there's an overall big picture as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that kind of goes back to safety is our, number one, our number one priority here. When you go back to how productive employees can be, if they're worried, if their car's going to start, if their rent's paid, if their electric, is going to be on when they leave work, they're not focusing on what they're doing. They're worrying about if that employee even shows up to work. About those outside life barriers. So prosperity at work, other than retention, has really helped us kind of bring that focus back to work, safety concerns, everything like that. So it's been a great program to work with.
Yeah, and also with Robin talking about the survey. Do you remember the survey being given to your employees, and what was the thoughts on that?
Yeah, when we had the survey, a lot of employees about like childcare, transportation, those were the two main reasons that employees would maybe not show up to work or would be affected, financially because of transportation issues, childcare. We can kind of see where we needed our most help at.
All right, we're going to take our final break and come back for the final segment, and we'll talk a little bit more with Robin about United Way in general, and she can share with us some more things. We have all of that on our special Monday edition of Spotlight here on 1480 WHBC.
Joe Biden is addicted to spending. Trillions and trillions. And all that spending is causing inflation. Today, everything costs more. Groceries, gas, the biggest jump in prices in more than 30 years. Meet Bernie Moreno, a legal immigrant and pro-Trump conservative Republican. Bernie Moreno's running for the U.S. Senate. Listen to Bernie Moreno.
My parents came here for the American dream, a dream briefly crushed by Jimmy Carter. Failed policies causing massive inflation. Now Joe Biden and the socialists are rerunning the same playbook. They're spending trillions of dollars on his voters, money for illegals, tax cuts for New York liberals, and it's leading to crippling inflation. They're getting richer, you're getting poorer. I'll stop Biden before he destroys America.
Bernie Moreno, pro-Trump conservative. He'll stop Joe Biden's reckless spending. Bernie Moreno for U.S. Senate.
I'm Bernie Moreno, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Bernie Moreno for Ohio.
Want to turn your old, rusty hunk of junk in for a nicer ride, but think it's not even worth a tank of gas? Think again. Progressive Jeep Ram will give you $5,000 for your trade, no matter the condition. That's right, $5,000 for any trade, guaranteed. When you buy any factory-certified pre-owned car, truck, or sport utility at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. Needs repairs? No problem. Any rusty, smelly, noisy hunk of junk gets you $5,000 guaranteed. $5,000 could help you get approved. No other dealer will give you $5,000 for your cruddy car, but Progressive Jeep Ram will, guaranteed. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram. One trade per purchase. Offer applies to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram certified vehicles only. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offers. See dealer for details. Ends December 31st, 2021. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon.
Isn't it nice to know that under federal and local fair housing laws, no one can be unlawfully discriminated against because of their race, color, religion, national origin, sex, familial status, disability, ancestry, military status, or sexual orientation and gender identity? Fair housing is the right to choose housing without discrimination. If you have any questions or feel you've been discriminated against, call the Canton Fair Housing Office at 330-438-4133 or cantonohio.gov/271/fair housing. It's your right, Canton.
Here at our Ohio Means Jobs Stark and Tuscarora centers, we love nothing more than to see our participants succeed. A young lady named Michaela came to our Ohio Means Jobs Center seeking financial assistance for an LPN program. She was granted tuition assistance as well as fuel assistance to aid in her commute. After completing her program, she was making $26 an hour, which was almost triple what she made before enrolling. That is truly life-changing. So be sure to reach out to our centers to see how we can help you. Find us on social media or visit our website at omjwork.com.
Home Appliance Company has been serving Northeast Ohio since 1954. Our experts specialize in helping you find the appliances that work for your home and family. Visit our showroom to see the latest in name brand products, including Frigidaire, GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, Beko, and many more. Rebates and financing options are available. At Home Appliance Company, you'll get the best product, service, and price. Stop by or find our full line of products online.
United Way of Greater Stark County believes in making a lasting impact through our investment priorities of childhood and youth success, access to health and economic mobility. We support programs that encourage development in reading, language, emotional comprehension, and social skills. Help us address the urgent needs of our children. Make a donation today at uwstark.org/give or text UW-STARK to 41444. Together, we can make a greater impact.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331. 800-939-1331.
And welcome back to our special edition of Spotlight. And today we've been talking about United Way, their Prosperity at Work program, and the involvement of HP products, and just some wonderful things that come out of that. But the United Way does a lot of different things. I want to bring Robin Seemann back in. She is United Way of Greater Stark County's Director of Prosperity at Work. But Robin, let's talk a little bit about some of the other things that United Way does. I mean, for folks who may not be that familiar with United Way.
Sure. Well, you know, with 1 in 4 children in Stark County living in poverty, our community really faces a crisis. And the cycle of poverty, it really impacts all of us. It impacts our entire community. And we know that in order for the future success and health of our community, we have to help the children and we have to help the families. So United Way, through donations from our community, we we're able to address the immediate basic needs of individuals and to be able to hopefully break that cycle of poverty. We're able to also then invest in programs that focus on the areas of childhood success, youth success, access to health, and economic mobility. United Way focuses on building fiscal independence and funding direct services like Prosperity at Work, which we just talked about, VITA, and 2 other economic mobility programs.
I think people would be surprised at the agencies that are United Way agencies that they may not know. And I'll let you continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. We do. We're very fortunate in Stark County to have some amazing agencies providing just fabulous services in our community. In addition to the services that I talked about, we are able to fund 32 of those community agencies, 44 programs that focuses on youth success, childhood success, economic mobility. So not only do we provide our direct services, those agencies play a major role, and those partnerships are valued and have made a huge impact in our community. Underneath United Way's umbrella, or we fund, not only do we fund those programs, but there are also other collaboratives that we focus on in the community, such as the care team, and you're very familiar with that. And that's a program that is just fabulous, that provides wraparound supports to individuals in the community, children in the community, and the families, and it's located within the schools. So that program alone has made a huge impact on so many Stark County families as we know it, and Carroll County families. United Way's been in Stark and Carroll County now since 1922. So many programs have been funded across those time periods, and many individuals have been helped. We're going to be celebrating our 100th anniversary. That's just fantastic when you think about it next year. So that's 100 years of making a difference in the community based on volunteers and individuals in the community that support United Way, so that we can fund those programs that make a difference.
We also always want to mention how folks can make donations, because you had your campaign that was taking place, started back in September. And if there's anybody out there, I know you're still accepting donations, right?
We are. Our annual campaign did kick off in September, and it actually ran through December 9th, but we're still taking those donations. Our co-chairs this year have done an amazing job, and that's been Dave and Laura Grabowski. And of course, we had a goal set of $5.92 million. We're currently at 78% of that, and that's as of the 8th of this month. So we've raised $4.6 million, I'm sorry, and I do finance for a living, $4.6 million in pledges. So we're like at 78% of our goal, but you could still give today. You can go online to uwstark.org/give, or by texting UW-STARK to 41444, or by calling United Way at 330-491-9968.
And as we wrap up, and we've been talking about prosperity at work, and I'll ask Lauren this same question. If you had to say one thing to people who are out there listening, maybe people who, run a company, work for a company, and talk to them about prosperity at work, why it would be advantageous to their company, what would you say to them?
Yeah, to employers out there in Stark County, I would highly recommend Prosperity at Work. If you're struggling with retention, productivity, even having employees come work for you, you consider adding this program to your company. It really does show the positive side of the workforce, helping employees understand everyone's going through a really hard time right now. So it's a great program to kind of help establish, more of a family oriented company.
What would be your suggestion for folks? Why would you suggest that they join the Prosperity at Work program?
Just
Robin.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
I'm sorry, if that was for Lauren, she can go ahead.
No, she answered. But
Okay.
for you, if you had to answer that question, what would be your answer to say join us with this?
So as employers are struggling to find good employees and to keep employees, oftentimes it's out of their control. Some of the things you can do is provide wonderful benefits. It's not always the amount of money you make, right? It's oftentimes the affirmations and how the employer treats you with respect and shows that they care. I see this as not an EAP program, employee assistance program. This goes one step further, and it can really make an impact at a different level than ever thought possible, and really change the life of an employee and make that, while you want strong, successful employees, this would be the way to do it. And when you have employees being successful, your business can thrive.
All right, Lauren and Robin, thank you so much for sharing all this great information about the program, and we certainly appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.